Today on Drawbli,
we are looking at the art of Anbude Huang.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are drawing together because art is better with friends.
So click the subscribe button if you're new around here.
And let's check out some really awesome concept art specifically.
Okay, I'm super into this already. Oh my gosh.
1, color palette, amazing. 2, all the different variations, amazing. 3, even by themselves, amazing.
Yeah, like each one of those, I wouldn't be able to pick. I'd be like, whatever story I have, it expands to all of them now.
They are now all in the story. There are 3 main characters in my story.
Her little makeup, I assume it's a makeup compact, is so cute too, the way she's holding that.
Yeah, I really love the accessories for these characters, like the earrings on that last one, or I guess the mechanical dragon on this one, but the like horns on her head.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Mm-hmm. I love this.
This one's my favorite. I actually thought about sculpting this for a little while, but I feel like maybe it's a little too 2D heavy in the face. It's like some of it wouldn't necessarily translate super well.
Could you perhaps just make up the face yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. But sometimes a lot of that stuff, when translated to 3D, loses a lot of the charm that was in the 2D. So it ends up being so far away from the original concept that it loses that,
Yeah. 2D is so, so much can come from a single brushstroke that just happens to fall the right way. Things look different.
Like this one, for instance, this would translate a lot better to 3D in terms of the facial features.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a ton of awesome detail going on here. I also really like that most of the work here is being done by the lines. There's very little shading going on with the character.
You're right. It is very little shade. It's like a cell shading almost kind of
just
approach.
2 steps, light and shadow.
A little highlight here and there. I like that. Because sometimes I feel like I'm a little more stronger in drawing than in painting. And so it's encouraging to know that, if I continue to strengthen where I'm strong and already drawing more so than painting, then I can still create awesome stuff someday.
Yeah, I really do believe that you don't need like all these like steps or layers of rendering to create a finished character, in my opinion, or something that looks really polished.
It just depends on the style maybe you're going for specifically.
Yeah,
here we want a different style, so
yeah, this is really hard-edged, shadowed features. It's almost selection tool level, if not exactly a selection tool being used here. But these characters were super neat. And this one's like a little softer in the face. I think to, with feminine characters, you have to be careful with creating lots of hard edges in the facial features. This is true for 3D as well, but you can definitely see some of them happening there. There's just a lot less than on that masculine character. I've also seen people make it work really well, but definitely a lot harder in my opinion.
I love all the detail work, all the accessory work. Like it's easy to gloss over and be like, look at this cool face and hair, but the accessory work, creating that from thin air and scratch, like that must take so much time and experimentation.
Yeah, these 2 characters actually go together. That like little, I guess, climber character is what I would call them, because they kind of explain some of the features here. It's kind of like a belay system going on with her leg, or whatever that thing that she is holding is. I'm not sure if that's attached to her leg, but you can clearly see like a carabiner happening here.
Yeah.
So the pelican girl who climbs the tree to ask for good dreams.
That's really cool.
And then you can see where they pulled a lot of their inspiration from.
That's so awesome.
For a lot of these pieces.
What a great thing to get to see this. This is super cool.
I love the tufts of fur for the forehead of the pelican being explained from this reference image. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, I like that too. Like, hey, this actually exists in life.
And then I wanted to show off just a little bit of the process for what their sketches kind of look like in the really early stage versus, we've seen some of that middle area where it's maybe just, a single color being applied with maybe 1 step for a shadow, and then like the fully rendered character over here.
There's so much like decision making that goes on, and you gotta wonder, like, how these decisions get made at this, like, little accessory level.
Well, Abby, guess what? People who are very inexperienced with art would look at your stuff and say the exact same thing. You know, oh, how do I create all these steps for this? And it's because you've developed your process over time.
True.
Just
true.
like everybody else.
These are awesome.
All of these are amazing, yeah. You are right, though. They have a really strong emphasis on creating accessories that are super believable and add a ton of interest to their character designs.
Yeah, I love that. And those must take a long time to draw and paint. I can't help but imagine.
Also, I'm a sucker for really nice stylized hands, so I'm a big fan of this one in particular.
I always want my hands to turn out like that. And they always look kind of like they're almost happy accidents. Like, oh, a few brush strokes and it's a perfect hand. Whoa, the colors on this are so cool. This one is so cool.
Yeah, and the kind of frog-like feet.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
They give me a frog-like vibe.
Yeah, with these daggers attached to her hands.
I'm sure the colors help me kind of feel that way as well.
Actually, yeah, it looks like genuine frog colors. Like,
and then I really like getting to see people's kind of sketch work. This was just one of their daily sketches that they created. I feel like it really helps me peek behind the curtain of their process and kind of like I always want to be an artist that doesn't have to spend a ton of time to create really polished artwork. I want to be able to have it figured out really early. So that if I create a daily sketch, the idea like this looks really kind of polished and finished, but then I can of course take it to a much higher level. That's kind of my personal goal for myself, at least.
I think that's a great goal. I don't have that goal. I don't know if I have an articulated goal in mind.
Well, I have many
present.
goals, and you have many goals as well.
That's probably true.
But yeah, it's hard to articulate a lot of those sometimes.
Yes, beyond just overall improvement. Oh, I like
Yes.
these people. A legion of hunters from the land of the deep desert.
Yeah, some character lineup work going on here, as well as some concept breakdowns. I believe these are a little older, and you can kind of see how their style has evolved since this point. I think this might have been done in a particular style for a client or something like that, but I think this was original content, but can't be too certain.
Zerli, a girl raised by desert bandits who later joined the city state guard as an assassin. Is the night coming? Are you ready? Very cool. I love her ears. They feel reminiscent. Oh, a sheep-inspired character. I love it.
I really would love to do stuff like this, but I don't believe that I'm quite at this level to take an animal or an object and turn it into a character. But it is something that I would like to be able to do in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you could in the future. Oh, that's lovely.
And this is just a really nice, stylized, simple portrait.
Yeah, that is so nice. That is so, like, absolutely lovely to look at.
And I've seen this image myself on the left here, this reference image on Pinterest a number of times. And I love getting to see how people translate stuff from real life to their own style.
Yeah, no, to see the choices they make is super fascinating.
And if you want to see the choices that other artists make, click that like and subscribe button.
And check out our guidebook, How to Easily Draw Every Day, at the link below in the description.
And this is the part where we say,
Goodbye.
Goomba. I can do something if you want. If you can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, it looks
to say.
it looks like you're struggling. I gave you some time there to think of one.
I thought really hard, and
I'm sorry to tell you, this is the end slate now. This is what it is.
Dang it. Everyone's gonna know I don't think of things.